Happy Wednesday, everybody. Nightlord here with my very first game review, and we are going to review Telltale's Game of Thrones Episode 1, Iron from Ice. Now, before we continue on with this video, if you click on this box right here, it'll take you back to the very first episode I did for Episode 1, and that way you can watch from beginning to end. And if you click on this box, it'll take you to my last episode, 1.5, and that way you can see what happened in the last episode for maybe refresh your mind. So, with that being said, a game review for me will occur whenever I finish a game from beginning to end. And it'll probably typically occur with mostly all my games I show on here, because I'm going to keep playing until they're over, or keep showing you episodes until they're done, for most games. And so I'm going to also consider each episode of an episode game as one game. So each Game of Thrones episode will get its own video like this, but I feel like this is a good idea for my channel, because as I finish games, I'm going to tell you what I think about the game from my perspective as playing it. So it could be the overall, how I thought, that some of the negatives and positives I had, you know, what I kind of was on the border with, and, you know, things I think about when they come out with like sequels or adaptations to the game, or, you know, what I hope to see in the future episodes. So now here's going to be the point where I'm going to tell you there are spoilers in this video. And so with that being said, either click on one of these boxes, go to those videos, check out some of my older channel videos, or check out some of my friends' channels and their videos or their Twitch accounts and see if they're live streaming, guys. Great way to do other stuff. If you're not ready to watch this video and hear the spoilers, come back when you are, and you know, and you can see what I think about this episode. So let's get right into it, you guys. So today's game we're reviewing, it is the Telltale's Game of Thrones Episode 1, Iron from Ice. And overall, I liked the game. It was 3.5, 4 hours long for gameplay, and I feel that was just right. As well, I liked the story as like a whole. It was really cool how they progressed the story, and the events were really cool to see and really made me think. The negatives of this game, though, the big one was the glitch I had at the very beginning of the game playing on the PC. I did not like seeing that glitch, and it was really hard to get over it, past that glitch. It took a while to find the forum that dealt with it and the solution people came up with. As well, I also thought, you know, killing off Ethan in the first episode was not a great thing. I don't know, maybe they have really good ideas for later, but I didn't like that. Just because we played as Ethan for so much, and also in one of our characters we've been playing as is now dead. And also in the forums, I looked up, you know, what other choices would do after I played, and it looks like no matter what choices I made in this episode, the main events would still happen. So Ethan still would have died, my Garrett's family would have still died, and so I'm not sure. I don't really like that. I'd rather have had a little variation of what the episode could have been, but hopefully that'll correct itself as these choices start to show up in the next episodes. Positives I found, such a great story, guys. The story itself ran like an episode, so you would go from Garrett to Ethan like you would in like an episode of Game of Thrones, and it progressed so nicely. And you know, I had a little confusion for a second, but overall the story was really cool. I liked how they set it up, and you know, it was nice change of pace from what I'm used to for an episode game. Granted, as a side note, I've only played one episode game, which was the Telltale's Walking Dead on my Xbox. And I also liked all the characters they introduced. I thought, because some games when they introduce characters, especially characters you see in the long run, they don't show as much of them right away. I liked how they did it. I thought they did a good job introducing characters and letting you get to know what their personalities were like right away. And so I thought they did a great job at that. And you know, a lot of QuickTime events also occurred. And what I mean by that is, in the Walking Dead game I played, Season 1, Episode 1, there weren't as many QuickTime events, you just had as much time to answer. I thought this one, there was a couple more chances of that, and I liked it because especially the choices they gave you were really tough for me. And so this was also the first episode I've ever had where I ran out of time to pick a choice. And I've had it happen twice in these episodes. So that's really cool for me to see, because that really means I was thinking about it, and I had to think about these answers. And some of them I would have the answer, but by the time I clicked the button, I was just this close off. Some things the only thing I'm in between about though right now is playing as different characters. I'm not used to that, at least especially with episode games. So it's a good and a bad thing for me right now, just because I gotta get used to it. So as the game progresses, I'm sure I'm gonna like it. But so I'll probably come back to this topic later. And then things I'm hoping to see. I'm really hoping to see more like big choices, because in the Walking Dead game, at the end of each episode, you had a choice between who lives, who you save, and who you have to sadly let die. And I like those choices, because then you really have to think. Now, who do I want at my side in the next episode? Who do I not have to worry about too much? And that's really cool. Yeah, it was cool seeing Ethan die. Well, it wasn't cool seeing Ethan die, but it was a different pace from what I'm used to. But I'd rather have a choice at the end still. Do I save Do I like save this guy and let this guy die on me, or vice versa? Those to me are like the best choices at the end of these episode games, because you have to pick who do you want in the lineup still, who do you not want in the lineup. And I also want to see, how the choices affect things from now on. Because like I said, episode 1, based off the forums, the choices didn't affect the gameplay. So I'm hoping now that episode 1's done, from now on the choices we made from episode 1 will now affect episode 2, and as choices we make throughout episode 2 will affect episode 2, and so on and so forth. So hopefully we'll see more variations from how the story could play out now. With that being said, you guys, that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And like I said before, check out some of my older videos, you guys. And if you like what you see, consider subscribing to my channel, because I, keep up to date with my postings, because I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And for this Minecraft video, I'm not sure which video I'm going to post, if it's going to be my villager project, or if I'm going to do my kind of like my projects that I discovered the other night. So I'm going to decide that over the next couple days as I make the video. With that being said, you guys, next week we'll go back to another vlog type, I'm sure. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching, you guys, and have a great night. Bye.